What if I told you that time travel is real and the proof isn't locked away in some secret government lab? It's sitting right there in your old family photo albums. Today, we're re-diving headfirst into a story that will make you question everything you think you know about your own history. It all starts with this one single photograph. Take a look. At first glance, it's a perfectly normal 1962 family picnic. The classic Kodak colors, the film grain, the kids with their hula hoops. But look closer. Look at what Grandpa is holding. That's right. It's an iPhone 15 Pro Max, titanium edge glinting in the sunlight. You can almost see the iOS 17 interface on the screen. It's impossible. It's a glitch in the matrix, a temporal distortion captured on film. Some people say it's fake, a clever Photoshop, but the deeper you dig, the weirder it gets. When experts examined the original film negative under an electron microscope, they weren't prepared for what they'd find. Instead of normal silver halide crystals, they found impossible patterns, microscopic circuit boards forming the exact shape of a 2023 smartphone. The chemical analysis was even more shocking, revealing traces of a titanium-aluminum alloy where only cellulose from the film stock should exist. As one expert put it, their hands trembling, this is where reality broke. Years later, in a grainy 1978 VHS interview, the grandfather described the day the photo was taken. He spoke of a nice man in a strange suit who had briefly joined their picnic. He said the man let him hold his pocket mirror for a photo. A flashback reconstruction based on his testimony shows a mysterious visitor, his face blurred by some kind of interference. His suit had a 1960s cut, but it was made of a shimmering, almost liquid-like nanofabric. The background behind him seems to subtly shift between the familiar park of 1962 and glimpses of alternate, unfamiliar This is where the investigation gets truly insane. Forensic analysts managed to do something impossible. They zoomed in 1000% on the iPhone S screen in the original photo, and there it was, an iMessage conversation. It reads, "Grandpa, don't show this to anyone yet. Your 2042 grandson." The interface is authentic, but it includes emojis that don't exist in our time. The Tump, September 10th, 1962 to 47 p.m. The photo was just one from a full roll of film. So, what about the others? A contact sheet of all 18 photos from that day reveals a chilling story. 17 of the photos are completely normal scenes from 1962. A baseball game, the family's Chevrolet Bel Air, someone using a rotary phone. But then there's the 18th photo, the one with the iPhone. When viewed under an infrared spectrum, it glows with an eerie temporal radiation and the camera's metadata somehow embedded in the film. It shows impossible settings. Shutter speed, 1/infinity. Aperture, f-stop delta t. It seems this single object, this out-of-place iPhone, acted as a temporal anchor point, sending ripples throughout history. Once you start looking, the contamination is everywhere. Researchers have now found other photos. A soldier in 1945 appearing to check an Apple Watch. A family in the 1920s with a child wearing what look suspiciously like AirPods. A formal portrait from 1890 where the subject is holding a tablet that looks a lot like an iPad. It's as if this one event in 1962 created a convergence, making these other temporal echoes clearer and more visible. So, who was the nice man? Using the grandfather's description, AI was tasked with reconstructing his face and appearance. The result is unsettling. The man has a 1960s haircut, but his eyes contain technology that won't exist until the 2070s. You can see the faint glimmer of cybernetic implants. His suit fabric shifts colors depending on the angle of light, and his shoes show no wear and tear, as if they've never actually touched the ground. He carries a strange briefcase that seems to contain both old-school vacuum tubes and futuristic quantum processors. A paradox in a box. How could this even happen? How could time travel work in such a messy, almost accidental way? Some quantum physicists have a wild theory. They propose that moments of high emotional energy, like family reunions and gatherings, create temporary soft spots in the fabric of space-time. They visualize these as golden threads connecting all family photos across generations, creating four-dimensional tunnels. In these moments, ancestors and their descendants can accidentally brush up against each other. The iPhone, in this case, wasn't just an object. It was a reality anchor from the future, solidifying a connection that should have been fleeting. Or maybe we're looking at this all wrong. What if the photo isn't from a corrupted timeline? What if it shows the correct timeline, a 1962 where smartphones did exist? Imagine a retro-futuristic world with Art Deco cell towers, rotary dial smartphones, and a black and white version of TikTok. In this scenario, our reality is the altered one. A timeline that was reset for some unknown reason, and this impossible photo is the only thing that survived the correction. If the phone is real, where did it come from? Let's trace its journey backward. In 2023, it's bought at an Apple store. Before that, maybe a prototype was in Steve Jobs' pocket in 2007. Before that, a sci-fi movie prop in the 70s. Then it ends up in our grandfather's hand in 1962. But what if it goes further back? What if it was found at an alien crash site in the 1950s? This leads to a classic bootstrap paradox, an infinite regression where you can never find the origin. Who really made the first iPhone? The crazy part is, this isn't the only anomaly out there. Once you know what to look for, you see them everywhere. Historians have ignored them for centuries, but here's a verified photo from 1938 showing a couple who appear to be taking a selfie. A passenger on the Titanic in 1912 seems to be wearing a waterproof smartwatch. A Civil War soldier from the 1860s has what looks like a Bluetooth earpiece. And there's even a 15th century painting where a saint is clearly using a tablet. They've all been authenticated and they're all hiding in plain sight. Now, here's where it gets personal. We've been using AI to scan thousands of old family photos submitted by viewers. The results are terrifying. One person's 1988 birthday photo suddenly revealed a Game Boy Color, which was unreleased until 1998. Another viewer's 1970 wedding photo showed a modern drone hovering in the sky. What's hiding in your family's past? What impossible objects are lurking just out of focus in your own memories? The technology to see these things is becoming more accessible. Imagine using an augmented reality app on your phone. You point the camera at your next family gathering, and suddenly you see them ghostly apparitions of relatives from the past and future mingling with your family. Their devices blink with impossible tech. Messages float above their heads, sent across time. A note appears above your great-grandmother, "Tell Grandma I love her," signed with the year 2089. The past and future are not as far away as we think. They're all around us, all the time. The only question is, are you ready to see them? Thanks for watching this deep dive into the impossible. If this blew your mind, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because we're just getting started. And let us know in the comments what's the strangest thing you've ever seen in an old photo.